Good afternoon, all you lovely people in the YouTube community. It's afternoon, and welcome to the official topic talk. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell so each time I go live and produce my content, you'll receive a notification and I'll get a view. Well, this afternoon, I would like to talk about the Holly project in Telford, which is an organisation which has been built, I do believe, from a survivors of child sexual exploitation organisation. And the Holly Project is all about helping and supporting victims and survivors of child sexual exploitation in Telford. Now, it's a relatively new project that's been brought to my attention, but I do believe it has been around for numerous years, and I do believe it's going to be around for many, many, many more years. They have got full sponsoring from major supermarkets and chains, so it is self-funded, but they do have funding from big supermarket chains. So they have a Facebook page. It's called the Holly Project, and they can be found on Facebook, and also they have a website also. I'm just going to increase that screen, and I'm going to actually read from their Facebook page, which is the Holly Project. And they're based in Telford, which is TF1 1HJ, is where they can be found. They've also got contact details, and they have a telephone number also on their Facebook site where they can be contactable, and they also have an email address. Should anybody find that they can't confide in the police or parents or friends, it is survivor led. Holly Archer, she's had a book brought out a few years ago, talking about her experiences being a survivor herself of the Telford grooming gangs. And she found it necessary to open up this project so many more survivors can find the help and support that they need to make their life just that little bit easier. It is a safe place for child sexual exploitation survivors and their families to get support and advice from people who have experienced the trauma and impact of child sexual exploitation. The Hardy Project aims to help survivors rebuild their lives and offer hope for the future. The Hardy Project is born out of need. Its workers felt there was not a safe place for survivors or their families to go to, or people they could talk to who truly understand their experiences. Now, remembering this is survivor led, and like I say, it's recently been brought to my attention. There were other organisations, but they seem to have faded. But the Holly Project, it's going to be around for many, many years, and it's, as I say, survivor-led project, which is solely to help survivors of child sexual exploitation within the Telford area. It's there to help and support, so it'll be confidential. What you tell them will be left confidential, but also the traumas that some of these young ladies um, go through, you know, and they find it, they can't approach the police because they've been failed by the system and the police. And I just want to get this project out there, um, so survivors and victims know there is an organisation, you know, that's there to solely help them um, to overcome the bad experiences that they've received, you know, at the hands of the perpetrators of such hideous and dirty crimes. The Holly Project is a free support service for survivors of child sexual exploitation that is being run by the YMCA Wellington, and is endorsed by Holly Archer, a local survivor who has worked with other local survivors to get the project running. It is an independent drop-in service that is run by survivors of child sexual exploitation. It offers a safe place for individuals and their families to get support and advice from people who really understand the trauma and lasting impact of child sexual exploitation. The Holly Project aims to help people rebuild their lives and offer hope for the future. It recognises through experience that child sexual exploitation can strip away people's basic self-esteem. It can result in survivors finding day-to-day living difficulties and affect their lives, chances and future happiness. The Holly Project has been born out of need. It is a response to what has happened in the past in Telford and Wrekin. Its workers are people who themselves live with a history of having experienced child sexual exploitation and who were able to find a safe place to go or people they could talk to who truly understood their experiences. They are now working together to ensure others don't suffer the same way in the future. The Holly Project offers a fantastic opportunity to effect change. Whilst it aims to work with people to offer comfort, safety, and support, it would always take a holistic approach to rebuilding people's lives according to their individual needs and unique circumstances. The workers recognise there is not a one-size-fits-all approach, so they will draw on their own experiences and establish networks to find the best fit and pathway for each survivor. These are early days for the Holly Project and their workers, but they have been delighted by the response of the local community and partner organisations to date. They also recognise that Telford and Wrekin Council have put their confidence in them by offering initial funding whilst the project is established. The Holly Project is a unique opportunity to change lives for the better. It is committed to making a difference and driven towards survivors of child sexual exploitation a brighter, safer, and more fulfilled future. Please help us continue running this much needed service for survivors of child sex exploitation in Telford by donating what they can afford. Now, as you can see, I mean, the project's, I think it's been around now a couple of years to my knowledge, but I've only recently been directed towards this, and it's something that needs to be put out there um, to show survivors, you know, um, that there is help out there, and there are people that they can approach um, to get the help and support, you know, that they so truly need. Now, just looking down their Facebook page, they have got a telephone number. So if there's anybody out there, um, going through this experience and they feel that they're alone, there's reach out to the Holly Project. Um, as I say, it's run by people that have experienced child child sexual exploitation themselves, so they know exactly what you're going through, and they have a phone number on their Facebook page, which if there is anybody out there that feels that that they're going through it alone, and I would suggest for them to get in contact with the Holly Project. All their details are on their Facebook page. They've got an email and a telephone number, and you don't have to suffer alone. There is organisations out there, that will give you the help and the support that you need at such a time in your life. People that have gone through these experiences, you don't need to suffer on your own. Um, there are organisations out there, to help you, and this is just one of them, the Holly Project. So if there is anybody going through that experience, and they feel that they've got to suffer alone, you don't. This organisation will help and support you. Just looking down their Facebook page, just so you can see the types of help that they can give you. If you need support or just a place to feel safe and heard, the Holly Project supports survivors of child sexual exploitation. You can contact them via email hollyproject@ymcawellington.co.uk. There's many people out there, um, that might not have heard about the Holly Project for one reason or another, which is why I'm making this video, to put the relevant information out there, that people will know there is support. You don't have to go through this alone. And if there is anybody, that wants to reach out, once again, they have a Facebook page, the Holly Project, and they have an email, if you're not confident to speak over the phone about the traumas, and they have an email, so you can drop them an email at any time, and it will be responded to. But if you're in immediate danger, and immediately, I would suggest the first port of call would be to approach the police. If you feel you're not confident enough, to go to the police first and foremost, then please do reach out to the Holly Project. It's all confidentiality, and they treat each individual differently to depending on their needs and support. You might just want to get in contact with them, just for a chat. You may want to get hold of them, more for the long term. From what I've seen, it's a very good project, and it's an importance that I bring just as much awareness as to the support, you know, within the Telford area, for victims of the child sexual exploitation. Now, I don't see many other YouTube channels that are going down to this path, um, but this is necessary to get out there so the information um, is there for people to see and to take full advantage of, to show that they don't have to go through these traumas on their own. And if they haven't ever heard of the Holly Project, then I suppose it's in my kind of duty, to provide this information via my channel, to help support them to reach out to the right organisations, that are out there for them. And I'm going to look a bit further down. This is this is their Facebook page. It's got all the information that you need to contact them. Their telephone number's there, an email's there. You can also send them a message directly via their Facebook page also. Allow yourself what you need right now: space, rest, support, something else. Know you're not a burden for taking care of you. You're never a burden, because that's what these organisations are there for, to help you and your family to overcome the traumas that you have been put through by the perpetrators. And it's my duty to highlight these great organisations that are put together, survivor-led, to show you that you don't need to, suffer alone. And if you're not confident enough, or you can't put confidence into the police, then your second port of call must be the Holly Project. You got the self-care can be asking for help, spending time alone, putting yourself first, asking for what you need, setting boundaries, staying at home, saying no, forgiving yourself, taking a step back. I mean, these are things from the self-care that they can organise, like meetings for yourself to be either one-to-one or like group sessions. I think majority of this would be one-to-one, because it's such a touching subject. Because 1 in 20 children have experienced sexual abuse in the UK. On an average, that's one child in every classroom. I mean, them statistics are, one too many. The NSPCC funding suggests that 1 in 20 children in the UK have been sexually abused. I mean, that's terrible to even think. It should be 0, out of 100 children, because no child deserves to go through these sort of traumas. Living with the impact of trauma can feel overwhelming. Your future beings with you. Healing is hard and takes time, but we are here to walk with you to lighter, happier times. So please get in contact with the Holly Project at ymcawellington.co.uk. I'm just going to slowly go through their Facebook page, so I can get a insight into. Today, two of our team have been over to speak to foster carers and staff from New Chapters Foster Care in Shropshire. Great to see so many dedicated and motivated people just wanting to do the best for children and young people. From what I can see, it's an amazing project, and it's survivor led, which makes it, just that bit more personal, because these people have experienced the same, as many survivors, um, to grooming gangs. Frankie's words are so powerful. Sometimes we can be left feeling alone, isolated, and helpless after being forced or coerced into being a victim of sexual crime. Now, it looks like they have got a YouTube channel, I think. Just having a look down here to see. Just slowly gonna, have a brief. Some days I don't know which hurts more, the memories in my head or the sadness I'm carrying in my heart. I mean, I was hoping that Danny Jones would have come on, um, to speak a little bit more about this, but Danny hasn't managed to get back to me yet. And it's something that I need to get out there. So yes, you got the Hoddy Project. Their telephone number is 01952 947 831. They can also be contacted via Hoddy Project at ymcawellington.co.uk. Just slowly running down their Facebook page so people, can see what they're all about. I do believe they also go to schools, colleges, um, to run little programs, so that they can teach people the signs of child sexual exploitation, or if they don't understand, they may well be being abused, but they can't see or literate it as abuse. This is a sort of project that will highlight to them, to understand, that it is abuse. So as you can see from that, guys, there is organisations out there, that are there to help and support, people that have gone through that. So once again, that's the Holly Project in Telford. It's survivor led, and all information to contact them can be found on their Facebook page, or also I've read out um, their telephone number, um, and their email address should you find the need. to want to get hold of them for support. Guys, it's Nonsense Exposed. Good afternoon, sir. Links there if you want to jump on. I'm just highlighting an organisation that's just been brought to my attention in the Telford area to help victims and survivors of child sexual exploitation in the Telford area, and to just let people know, there are people out there that care. There are organisations out there, to help support them, and their families, at a time of need, if they feel that they can't put their trust in the police system. My first call to them will be to approach the police first and foremost. But if they feel that they can't approach the police, then the second port of call, I'll direct them to the Holly Project. It seems like it's run by the YMCA, by a group of survivors themselves. So, they've got the knowledge, they've got the understanding, because they've been through it themselves. So the link's there if anybody wants to jump on. I just felt it my duty to get this information out there in the public domain, as regards to organisations that are there to help support victims and survivors alike, going through child sexual exploitation in the Telford area. I hopefully will do a follow-up video to this one when I can get Danny Jones on, to speak a little bit more about this organisation, and maybe later on down the line I might even get Holly Archer on, possibly herself being a survivor from the grooming gangs in Telford, and maybe she would like to wish and come and give her account, and also explain more about the Holly Project. So my channel is not just about highlighting the facts of these grooming gangs in Telford. It's also to provide information which will help people, and show them organisations that are available, other than going out, and putting their confidence in the police and nothing becomes of it, and they're kind of chucked to the curb because of the failings, or there's organisations to help them, and also to help their families also. So I'm hoping that if anybody's watching this and they're going through that, that they can reach out to experienced people that can possibly help them and give them the support and guidance that they need, for future in their life, which is the Holly Project, based in Wellington in Telford. So guys, what have you been doing on this Sunday afternoon? I hope you're all having a great afternoon. I will do a follow-up video to this once I can get hold of Danny Jones. I was hoping he would have been coming on this afternoon to explain, a little bit more than the knowledge that I can put forward today as regards to the Holly Project in Telford. I know earlier I done a kind of a humour comical video as regards to Paddy Conroy. So I hope, Paddy, you don't take offence to it. Um, but it is true. You need to chill out a little bit, and stop bringing Freemasonry in onto arguments that you created yourself. And I hope you can find peace in yourself. Um, to stop being a jealous person, and it might stop all these things that have been happening in your world. But I don't know what more I can say. But so, guys, if nobody out there want to jump on for a little bit, there's so much corruption, down here in the Telford area as regards surroundings and findings to the child sexual exploitation in Telford. Which I did note to one other project, in the Telford area, but I do believe that dissolved. So, the Hoddy project is the place to go if you feel, that you need that help and support for yourself and your family. They're there to help you. So, if you're watching this and, the Hoddy project is the place for you to reach out to, and they give you all the help, support, guidance, just to make your life that bit more comfortable, and to help you through the later years with having to deal with child sexual exploitation issues that perpetrators have put you through. So I don't know your views. See, well, I'm gonna drop this live, and I'm gonna come back under a different title, considering this was about the Hoddy project, guys. So have yourself a good afternoon, Sunday, and I'll catch up with you shortly.